Welcome into the NBA closing line for Sunday, April 14th. He's Skee Profit. I am Drew Martin. We're breaking down today's games. We're going to recap yesterday's games and hopefully find some winners. But Skee, man, happy Sunday morning to you. Welcome in.
Oh yeah, I haven't been on a Sunday before. We'll get into these games today. Look to find some more winners. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it. Absolutely, man. Popping the cherry on the Sunday edition with Skee Profit on SBR. So, Brian, Jason, James, JC, Alvarez, welcome in, guys. NBA playoffs is in full swing starting yesterday. Day 2 today. We got round 1. We'll recap yesterday's games. But, Skee, wanted to get into the 1 o'clock start Eastern time here. We got an early one. Indiana in Boston. This one on TNT. SBR odds showing at 209.5. -7, the Celtics laying at home. Any early looks here, Indiana, Boston?
Well, first off, as far as futures, I kind of was considering. I didn't make any futures for the whole like to win the East, to win the West, to win the championship. I kind of just did series, but if I was going to make one to win the East, it was going to be Boston at. I see it plus 420. I mean, I think that's great value for sure, and I talked about it a few times since maybe low bag in LA. And the two teams that were not in my sights were Philadelphia and the Raptors, and they both lost yesterday. And two teams that are the Bucks and the Celtics. And I just feel like the Celtics have been there before. They've done it. It was just a matter of them turning it on. And just like we see the Warriors turned it on yesterday, I think Boston turns it on here today. No Oladipo, of course. They haven't had him forever. Boston, the way I'm looking to bet this one, on the first half, they're 6-0, their last 6 first halves. I'm not sure if I want to go first half or full game, but I just think Boston is gonna be the play. It's two teams that play really good defense. Defense efficiency on the season is 6th for Boston, 3rd for Indiana. Pace wise, Indiana likes to play very slow. When they allow 110 points or more, they're 8-18 straight up. They're 6-20 against the spread. So it's not a team that can have success playing fast, and Boston's a team that can play great defense. The only thing that holds me up on the total is Boston plays towards the over at home, and it's a tough one, Drew. I'm looking to bet the under in the first halves and first quarters in this series, but I just don't know if it's today.
Okay, and it's the 4 versus the 5 seed. And when you say looking to bet the unders in the first half, is that because of it just being the NBA playoffs and kind of like we've seen in years past, it becomes more defensive oriented. So that's something across the board, or is that specifically here for Indiana and Boston?
It's just specifically for Indiana and Boston. Like I said, it's two teams that play great defense, and Indiana, especially when they're at home, they step it up. And Boston, they allow 25.9 first quarter points. They allow 27 second quarter points, and they average 55 first half points. So, I mean, that's around like what 107, and I think that's around the number we have today. But the problem today is that Boston plays towards the over at home. So maybe around game 3 when it's Indiana, and game 4, I'll be looking to smash those first halves or first quarters unders. Today, it would have to be Boston minus the 7, or I do think the total is a little low today. It would have to be over today or Boston minus the 7.
Okay, nice. So Celtics minus the 7 at home. And it looks like as far as the 4-5 series go here, Utah, Houston we got today. We got Indiana, Boston. And it looks like, 5.5 or 6.5 now and 7 in the other one. Do you think either of the dogs here, the 5 seeds, which one would you give the better chance to winning, Utah or Indiana?
I don't have very much faith in Indiana, especially playing away from home. I would have more faith in Utah. The problem with Utah is a few of their players are not healthy. Rubio, I believe, he has a thigh issue or some kind of issue. Nito, he has an ankle issue. Mitchell, his back is messed up. I think Corver maybe has a sprained ankle. So a few of their players over there are hurt. If they were healthy, I mean, I would love Utah a lot.
Okay. In Skee, what yesterday's games, man, we had Golden State winning 121-104, covering the 13. That was a good one there. But other than that, it looks like the games landed around the number in the Philadelphia-Brooklyn game. Looks like other than that, it was dogs across the board covering outside of the Golden State game. And I guess what 111, 102 at -8. So it did. Philadelphia could not cover that spread. But what'd you take overall as far as yesterday's games going? You said the dogs look good in a lot of games.
Yeah, it was kind of like a fill out, see how we're going to get for the playoffs. And we talked about it. I feel like Ian and I, we pretty much agreed on everything except for the night game. And we kind of had a good read on it. So, I mean, I feel like maybe we can just take it up a notch and kind of trust what we're thinking going forward because we were right with Brooklyn. We kind of felt like we knew Raptors game one was a mess. So that was a spot on. The next game, the Warriors, I said I felt like it was first quarter, first half, full game. I was on the first half. You were on the full game. They won all of those. So we've had a good read on things. So I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Okay, good stuff, man. And everyone, welcome in. Happy Sunday morning to you. If you could smash the like button, that would help Skee and I out. Got a bunch of people in the chat here. We got Jake doing something into a sock. All right, do you, man. Bitex, sup, Drew and Skee. What's up, man? Good morning to you. Craig in the house. Daddy 89. What is up? Brian B. Blake D. 6 side in the house. Lamont Williams, my boy. What you doing? Rashad Sutton, Red Girl, Tampa, first half again. Red Girl in the house. What is up, Red Girl? Is Red Girl, any unders out there we need to be looking at? I know you were on the big run with the unders. Vegas Gun, what is up? Blake G. Red Girl, how'd she do yesterday? Do you know, Skee?
I didn't. I had a really busy day, man. I was like, I'm a workaholic. I didn't really get a chance to look at much of anything else besides the games and works. I see a comment by Daff and Nuggets killed me. Yeah, Nuggets. That was my loss on the day, and they didn't look good at all. They were 3 from 20, I believe, from 3-pointer, and they just for some reason kept shooting threes. And at the end of the game, they had a chance to win. They were down 1 for like the last minute, and it was just bonehead play after bonehead play, and then just couldn't make the easy shot. So it wasn't a good showing from the Nuggets. I said I thought the Spurs win the series, but Nuggets get that game. It didn't go that way. So I'm looking at, we talked yesterday, if you stop learning, you stop winning. So I'm looking to learn from that. I know last year I made a mistake also where I wanted to take the Cavs after they lost to the Raptors game 1. The Cavs ended up winning the first game, and I did that again with the Spurs. So I won't make that mistake again.
And Skee, so what's it? If you stop learning, you stop winning?
Yeah, there you go.
I like it, man. And across all sports betting, man, if you're not trying to find the change and improve every day, because if you're handicapping the same that you were in 2011, you're likely losing, man, because the market's changing. The odds makers are changing, right?
Most definitely. I'll tell you, when I first started gambling, I lost a lot of money.
I
So
think we all
I've done
did,
a lot
man.
of learning. Yeah.
Yeah, just trying to stay ahead for sure, man. So keep changing, and finding change is a great way to win. But just trying to find new things that maybe the market isn't on, the odds makers aren't on to. But Lamont Williams, hit the like button, please, and thank you. Absolutely, Teddy B, what's up? Bunch of guys in here. Bob Taylor, how you doing, man? Ralph, Jonathan Smith, Detroit versus Milwaukee money line pick. He's asking for. We got that game coming up in just 2 more games, but we got the 3:30 game going now, Skee. Let's hit on Oklahoma City, Portland. What that is the 3-6 matchup on ABC, 3:30 Eastern tip, 12:30 Pacific tip. -3 here. The Trailblazers laying at home, 225 the total. Skee, it's the highest total game on the board for today's slate, but how are you looking to bet the Trailblazers in OKC?
Hey, as a sports bettor, Drew, not even like without basketball knowledge, I feel like just knowing sports, I feel like I can ask you a question. You can answer this easily, or not easily, but you'll be able to answer it. OKC is the 6 seed. Portland is the 3 seed. OKC is -160 for the series as an underdog, but they're +3.5 today. Why are they underdogs +3.5 today and still favorites on the series? If they don't think they're going to win today, why are they -160?
Well, but my first thought, like from a Blimps view, is just home court advantage would swing it that much in the first game. But I would really look at this game because this is one of the fascinating things. You don't see this a lot. And I would go to the fact of whoever wins game one, it's going to change the series price big time. Like you brought up, minus 160 OKC as the favorite, but yet the underdog today. It's just a really weird scenario. But I guess just to answer your question off the board, just for this game, it would either be a huge injury where they're projected to be back tomorrow for some weird reason, or just home court advantage.
Okay, well, OKC is away in this matchup, but they do have injury concern. They're not sure if Paul George is going to play, but I'm pretty sure he's going to play. He said he's going to be on the court on Sunday, and I trust him saying that. I know he's a great competitor, so I'm pretty sure he's going to be out there. And Portland, they get CJ McCollum back, but they're missing Nurkic. You're just going to have Cantor against Adams, or Cantor is a terrible defender. I don't see how Portland keeps up. I don't see why they're the favorite. Um, then again, without Paul George, I don't really like OKC, but I'm expecting him to play here. The thing that I will say, OKC has been terrible first quarter, first half. They're 2-11 last 13 first quarters against the spread. First half, they're 7-29 their last 36 first half. So they've been a slow starting team. You probably get the most value just live betting this one, maybe in the second quarter, hopping on OKC. But I do think this is a spot that I just talked about, Drew. I think OKC wins this series. And just like the Spurs game yesterday, I shouldn't have been on Denver. I thought the Spurs were going to win the series. So I'm going to be on OKC here. I'm going to take the 3.5 points. OKC is 11-7 when the spread is +1 to +4. They're 10-7 as a road dog. 17-12-1 versus 55% win teams or more. No Nurkic. I'm on OKC.
Like
And
okay,
also,
yeah. Go
one,
ahead.
one more thing. Portland lost and didn't cover all 4 meetings this season.
Yeah, and that's always an interesting aspect as far as how much does that matter? The regular season, like you said, 4 times, losing and ATS and straight up all 4 times. How much does that matter? Is it a huge factor, or does a lot change here in the NBA playoffs?
I'm not gonna say it's a huge factor, but I mean, you can see a team dominates. I mean, it's just a matter of uh, if you think Portland really wasn't trying, like let's say if OKC was to beat Golden State 4 times during the regular season, I wouldn't really take it into too much consideration because maybe Golden State just didn't care because we know how great Golden State is, but that's not the case here with Portland. And I see people in the comments saying Paul is still not 100%. I would like Paul more so in this matchup to play defense. OKC is a great defensive team, number 5 defensive efficiency on the season. If you have Paul George to play defense on McCollum, or you got Ferguson playing defense too, McCollum and Lillard, what else are you going to get from Portland? Where are the points going to come from? So even if Paul George is not having a great offensive night, his defense will be a great help.
Yeah, so even on the defensive end, and a lot of times the betting market, or a lot of people don't factor that in basketball, in my opinion, as far as the defensive presence that players bring.
Yeah, most definitely. Paul George is a top tier defender. It's been known he's a great 2-way player, 2-way superstar. And one thing I'll say about the total, Portland does play towards the over at home. OKC plays towards the under on the road, but OKC is also 15-3-1 as a dog. So I kind of like the under here too, Drew. I don't know if you can see the number it's at right now. Is it 225 still?
Yeah, I'm seeing 225 across the board for the full game total.
I would have to lean on the under. I think I like OKC a little bit more just because I expect them to win. I expect them to win the series. I expect them to come out here and win this game. I don't like Portland without Nurkic. I don't trust them. They had a nice, easy schedule to end the year, so that's how they got their wins when McCollum was hurt and without Nurkic. But, I mean, it's the playoffs now. So OKC loses this series. Billy Donovan, goodbye. I like OKC. Give me OKC plus the 3.5.
Okay, like in OKC. And you bring up Billy Donovan, a big college coach making the step up to the NBA. How do you think he's done overall in his NBA career? I don't have anything really bad to say or anything good to say. He's been so-so to me. Okay. Do you like him as a coach going forward? Do you think he's I don't know. Would you say that he's a positive thing for OKC, or you think that they could just do better with their head coach kind of opening the market to new hires?
Um, I'm not saying like I'm not that high on Billy Donovan. They can get a better coach. I think he's better than the last coach they had for sure. But they can get a better coach, I believe.
Okay. All right, good stuff. And guys, thanks for tuning in early this Sunday morning. Over 200 people watching. We really appreciate it. Only the second show going right now of the NBA playoff closing line. We're doing this every Saturday and Sunday throughout the NBA playoffs. Skee Profit, and I follow him on Twitter at Skee Profit. Myself at Drew Martin Betts. Also Ian Cameron joining us on Saturdays. But we will be doing this every Saturday and Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific time. We got what next game up here, and also that game that we just talked about, that was Ian's best bet on yesterday's show. He took OKC plus 3.5. I had Golden State Warriors minus 13. They came in, so we started off 1-0. And Skee's also looking good on his best bet from yesterday's show. He took Golden State Warriors in 4 games plus money, plus 120. So he's on the right side, headed in the right direction with his best bet as well. Actually, Skee, I had one more question for you, because in your breakdown you brought up OKC versus Portland, and OKC struggling in the first half and first quarter, correct?
Right.
So breaking down this line, we got them plus 3.5, and on the first half line, it looks like they're catching 2. Do you think that there's any value here in the first half plus 2, or in the first quarter? We got it at plus 1.5.
I've watched OKC be terrible time in and time out. So it's hard for me to just throw it away. Like it's one thing I see the numbers, but I actually watch the games and see them terrible to start the games and just completely turn it around in the second half. So I couldn't really go and take OKC, especially like I look at the first quarter, for example, they're 2-11 last 13. Portland, on the other hand, they're 9-3 first quarter last 12. So I wouldn't really go against that. I would be just looking for OKC on the full game, or to live bet them maybe during the first or second quarter.
Okay, yeah, looking to live bet, that's always a good way to do it. Do you live bet a lot in the NBA playoffs?
I do here and there. You know what? I watch a game and I'm not as big as King Rail. He live bets a lot, but I do live bet here and there. I will start putting it on my Action app. So if you guys follow me on Action app, when I do a live bet, I'll add it so you guys can see.
Okay, good stuff there. And do they need any information to follow you on the Action app? I don't use it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I can tweet it out, and it's just Skee Profit. That's my username. So if you can find it on Action app, Skee Profit, or I'll tweet it out.
Is it something you recommend, the Action app, as far as putting out plays?
Most definitely. I mean, the reason I started to use it is just I've always been trying to track my plays, and I've done it a few different ways. And first, it wasn't so easy on Action app. It kind of made it hard. You had to input manually, and then they made it a lot easier. So yeah, I use it to track my plays. It's great to see how you're doing. Then you can make adjustments, and like you said, if you stop learning, you stop winning. So that's what I use it for. I like to see where I went wrong and correct it.
Good stuff, Skee. All right, I'll check that out for sure. We got a 7 o'clock Eastern tip here, the third game on the slate. We still got one left. Detroit, Milwaukee. This game on TNT. Looks like 218.5 the total at SBR odds right now. Minus 13 here. The 1 seed, the 8 seed, the Milwaukee Bucks, man. Giannis company laying 13 now. Would you look to lay this big number with the Bucks, Skee?
I mean, I don't see a reason to take Detroit other than it's just a big number. And I did also I took the Bucks on the series, Bucks to win in 4 games, plus 180. So I do have that for series bet. Looking at this game on the season, offensive efficiency, defensive efficiency, rebound percentage, Milwaukee has an advantage in everyone. They're third, first, and third. Detroit, much better team at home than away. Blake Griffin, he's not healthy right now. He has knee soreness. I'm not sure if he's even going to play, but without him, they really don't stand a chance. With the hurt Griffin, I mean, they should still get ran out the gym. Milwaukee's 8-6-1 when the spread is 13.5 to 10.5. They're 22-15-2 as a home favorite. They're 12-10 versus mediocre teams. The way I'm going to look to attack this one, I'm going to look early. Bucks are 7-3 against the spread their last 10 in the first half, and Detroit on the other side, they're 3-10 against the spread last 13 first half, and they're on the road. Like I said, they're much better at home than on the road. It's like night and day. So I'll rock with the Bucks on the first half. I saw a -7, but I'm not sure if that's legit. I have to check. It'll be 7 or 7.5.
As the first half line, Ski.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing 7.5. Actually, yeah, you're right. Pinnacle has a 7 flat, -119, so a little juice. But yeah, so there is a 7 out there.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take the 7.
Nice, man. Nice bet. 7.5 pretty much everywhere else. So -7, -119 at Pinnacle. That's Milwaukee in the first half. And that's the 1-8 seed. And you also took them to win 4 straight, just like you did the Warriors, but this one even a more plus price at +180.
Yeah, +180. So both of them win. I'll pick up 3 units if Warriors and Bucks both sweep.
And is it just the same concept as far as the 1 seeds having that much more talent and it not being fully priced into the market, in your opinion? Because you also brought up the fact of Detroit being a much better home team, so they're going to get 2 games, or yeah, I believe at home. So how much does that factor in?
I still think they're just outclassed here. I don't really see any way they stop the Bucks. The Bucks whoop on Detroit without Giannis. They have Giannis in there. They'll beat them. They're, especially with Griffin not healthy. It's hard for me to see it. I mean, if he was healthy, I could maybe see them getting maybe 1, but it's even hard for me to see that. The thing is, Brook Lopez, if he goes out, the Bucks can get a little small, and maybe Drummond and Griffin can take advantage, but not a hurt Griffin. And I've seen Drummond go against smaller players and not even take advantage. So I'm not going to continue doing it.
All right, Ski. We got Bob Taylor saying, Ski and Drew, any MLB bets today? Ski, do you have any MLB bets you want to throw out?
You know what? I haven't started to look yet. You know, I will look maybe when round 2 of NBA playoffs start. I don't know if you guys see my background. I work too, so I can only cap so much. So I don't want to overload, or I don't want to put half effort and just not give you guys the best. So I'll focus on the NBA until I have some more time where there's less games.
Yeah, no, I hear that for sure, man. As far as just not enough time in the day, and Ski's in his office, moving up in the world, got a corner office there. He's doing real well. P. Riddy saying, Ski, please send us the info. I think he's talking about Action Network, your Skee Profit on the Action app, right?
Right. I'll tweet it out on Twitter shortly after the show ends. I'll finish placing my bets and then I'll tweet it out.
All right, Teddy B saying, LOL, exactly. The public will be all over the Bucks. I can't wait to hammer the Celtics next series. Looking ahead, do you agree with what Teddy B's comment is there, Ski?
I do. We talked about the Celtics earlier, and I said we threw out 2 teams from the East, the Sixers and the Raptors. We have the Bucks and the Celtics, and I just think the Celtics have the experience. The Bucks have the best player in Giannis. But after that, I mean, it's Boston every position. And Boston has the better coach. Boston has been there before. I mean, looking at this, Boston to win the East at +420. That's pretty. I mean, that's what I was looking at yesterday. And I just wanted to take another second to look at it again. I think Boston beats anybody in the East. You have any comment on that, Drew?
Straight up? I mean, you like him to beat him straight up. Forget the +420.
No, I'm going to take the plus money.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, I don't think anybody puts them out in a 7-game series. As long as they were to have Marcus Smart for the Bucks too as well, I think they would handle business. I saw a spark in them at the end of the season that maybe they'll have life. Sorry.
No,
1 second.
No worries. Live TV, man. You're an important guy. Got to answer that. I mean, as far as Ski's comment on my comments on who's going to win the East. I think the Bucks, and I usually go at the NBA from the sense of, like Skee said, Milwaukee has Giannis and the best player on the court, even though Boston might have, the role players, every other position might be, you might give the nod to Boston. I just think having the best player on the court, a scorer like they do, and, the 1 seed home court advantage as well, I would take Milwaukee. Now, granted, I wouldn't lay a big minus, three something, I'm guessing, if you said it's plus 420 the other way. But as far as who I will take to go out to win the East, I would take the 1 seed Milwaukee with the best player, in my opinion.
I hear you. I mean, Milwaukee has been dominant all year. It's hard to argue it, but I mean, Denver has been dominant all year. They were number 1 in the West. They dropped to number 2, and they looked like a shit show yesterday versus the Spurs. So I just think that the team who's done it. So I feel like I'm talking myself into this right now. You know what? I'm going to give myself a little bit more time. By the end of the show, I probably will be on this plus 420.
Oh, nice, man. All right. And Teddy V saying he disagrees with me. Disagree with you, Drew. Boston has the experience and the best coach in the league. Giannis can't shoot.
Yeah, that's a point right there. I mean, that's where coaching comes into it. I mean, you make the game plan, and they have the players to execute it. They have defenders every position. I mean, they got shooters to try to open it up for Giannis, but at the same time, I just still feel like the Celtics are right. Celtics are the ones. I'm going to take it, Drew. Plus 420. That would be my one futures that I hold on to probably throughout. And I'm also, hopefully, the Nuggets can win a damn game, and I can still get some decent plus money on the Spurs, because I did think that the Spurs win the series. I just thought that the Nuggets could get the game yesterday. So if we can get maybe like a plus 150 still, I don't know if we'll get that, but we'll see what it is. If the Nuggets can win a game, I'll be on the Spurs again too. But for now, I'll hop on that Celtics to win the East plus 420.
Okay, yeah, and wait for that other one that you were talking about. If Denver can win the next game, because the price will get a lot better after they're able to pull a win. But that was Detroit Milwaukee breakdown. We got one game left here, Skee, and guys, please smash the like button. We got 9:30 Eastern tip this game on TNT. Looking at SBR odds right now, we got the 4 and 5 seed Utah and Houston, 214 the total, minus 6.5 here. The Rockets laying at home, Skee.
Sorry, I was trying to lock that in real quick, but Utah.
Oh, no, do it. Go get at it, man. Make it important, bro. You got it at plus 420.
I didn't lock it in yet, but right before I hopped on the show to do the show, I did see it at plus 420. I double checked again, so I'm gonna go grab it. I'm not sure if it was Bet Online or Bookmaker, but I saw it at one of the two. And this Rockets and Utah, I already talked about Utah not so healthy. If Utah was a healthy group, I definitely think 6.5 points is too many. The Rockets, I'll talk about season long. Offensive efficiency, Rockets have the advantage. They're second, Utah's 11th. Defense efficiency and rebounding, Utah wins. As far as like all-star break and after, they're number 1 and number 2 defenses. On the season, Houston's ranked 16th, but they haven't looked like 16th the past few weeks or since All-Star. So I think it will. As far as pace as well, Houston plays at 24 and Utah's 14th. I think it will be a slower game, and we will see some defense. The thing where Utah has the advantage here is rebounding and points in the paint. I mean, we know they're big down there. The Rockets, they rank 27th and points in the paint allowed. They allow 51.8 points in the paint. So I think Utah will eat there. Rockets are the second best 3-point defensive team, and they also allow over 109 points per game. They allow 11 offensive rebounds per game. So, I mean, it's just Capella down there. You have Gobert, you have Favors. It's a tough one. My gut tells me that it's too many points to be laying with the Rockets, that I should take Utah. And also, as far as the total, I think it will stay under the number. I know the line has been creeping down. I don't really like to get the ass into the line. It started at 219, I believe, and it's down to 214. but I mean, I can understand why. Houston's going to play ISO ball. Harden, CP3 probably take turns the whole entire game, taking up the whole shot clock. And yeah, I would lean Utah plus the points, just because of that advantage on the glass and on the inside. And Rockets allow so many points in the paint and allow so many offensive rebounds that I think they just let them stay in the game. And I will lean under the total.
And Ski, we're seeing it 6.5 here with Houston being the home team. This is going to be a competitive game, most likely. We've seen the under push here. Also, what the home court advantage seems to be big. I mean, back up in Salt Lake. If this game was in Utah, what would you think the point spread would be?
If it was in Utah, probably, probably, probably a two.
To
Probably a two.
Utah +2.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I was thinking pick them because the Jazz. You get up there in elevation, they got a good home court. That it might be a big swing here, as far as a big swing towards Utah, maybe even being the favorite. But you think that's just too aggressive?
No, honestly, my first thought was pick them, to be honest. But I just thought that a lot of people look at the two teams and think Rockets, and I just feel like bookmakers make it more. So if you see, let's say you see Rockets -1 or -1.5, you think the Rockets are going to win, or the novice bettor thinks, oh, Rockets are going to win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just think they would put it at a number like 2, maybe, or 1.5, or something like that.
Okay, yeah, to I guess go with the public bettor, not get killed with that. That makes sense. Okay, so as far as 214, you're talking about getting the ass end of the number. I mean, a 5-point move on the total is pretty significant move there, and you got to always remember to bet good numbers. And at this point, I mean, that's not a good number. It still could be a good bet, so to speak, but good number, not so much. 5-point move there. Would you stay off of it, or would you still jump on this under?
I haven't done. I don't have enough information for me to back it completely right now, especially like at the bottom of the number. I would look into it more, but how I feel like if your numbers back it and you feel confident in it, I would still pull the trigger. I'm not at that point just yet. I'm still working on it, but I'm more confident in the other plays I made so far. I mean, I could add it throughout the day, but I just need a little more time on that one.
All right, Ski, good stuff. We got Junior saying, I agree with Ski. Coming towards the NBA playoffs, he bets more, probably bet every game and play 1 or 2 MLB games every other day. All my time is spent on college hoops. College hoops over, man. That's why the NBA playoffs full swing right now. And we're doing the show every Saturday and Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific time. What is up with the Houston over under? Yeah, man, just hit it. A huge move towards the under. We got 219 down to 214. In Ski, any injuries here to do with this total, or it's strictly just money moving us?
It's no injuries. Or I mean, I told you who's injured for Utah, but I just think everybody sees the same thing. Everybody's liking the under. Like I said, it's been number 1 and number 2 defenses since All-Star. They both play at, I mean, pretty slow pace. Houston's 24th. We know Houston does the ISO ball, and I just think that's what we're seeing. And I think when these teams met this year, they've went under 3 out of 4 times, I believe. That's just memory, so I didn't look that stat up, but I know they've played to the under as well. So I think everybody just sees it and they're thinking under.
Okay. And El Duque saying, any predictions on the Game of Thrones premiere? Ski, are you into Game of Thrones and betting it at all?
I'm not. I didn't even know you could bet on it. I went over to my friend's house yesterday, and I was like, what is this ancient thing you're watching on the TV? And they said it's Game of Thrones. I said, oh, okay, so this is what everybody watches. This is what the hype is about. So somebody died on there. So I see it's exciting for some people. Really quick, it's a strategy here. I forgot who mentioned it, but they said that they bet Boston to win the East at +400, and also took Milwaukee at +150. And I mean, I hear you. You're going to make money either way, right? If you believe, like I believe, it's Celtics or the Bucks. I mean, if you're betting enough money and you believe that way, you're going to make some type of money. I don't usually bet that way or hedge. I know other people do. Like I know, I believe Jimmy took Warriors and Warriors in 4 or Warriors in 5. They're both plus money. So if they lose one game, he's still going to make some kind of money. So I can see an angle there. That's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of interesting. I guess what if Toronto as a 2 seed, they're already down a game. Outside of that, I mean, Philadelphia. You really don't think those two teams got a shot to win the East?
I've been saying this since what was it? When did we have low back LA? February,
Yeah,
shortly after All Star. I counted those two teams out. They're out. Philadelphia coach sucks. Simmons, he got exposed last year. He's getting exposed again. Um, Embiid is not healthy over there. On the Raptors, it's the same old Raptors. I mean, you changed a couple little pieces, but it's the same vehicle. You change a couple parts, but it's the same vehicle. And I'm not
but they
really
win
convinced in Nick
games.
Nurse either. I mean, a lot of teams win games in the regular season, Drew.
Yeah. I'm just trying to poke holes in the argument, man. As far as
It's all good.
I like to take the other side, and then if I still feel that way, because I think you guys are on to something, man. Plus 150, plus 420. That's some real plus profits there.
Yeah, I definitely. I mean, Kyle Lowry, he's a liability. We saw that yesterday. It's the same thing year in and year out. Doesn't matter if they got a different coach, they got a different superstar player over there. The same Raptors, um, and the Sixers. We already Brett Brown. I know you probably see people on the internet bashing him all day long, and I see people bashing Simmons now too. Uh, yeah, I don't have any faith in those two. It's only between the Celtics and the Bucks. And honestly, if we're talking about NBA Finals, if we take it a step further, I don't really think the Bucks challenge the Warriors. I think if there's a team that's going to challenge them in any way, it would have to be the Celtics.
All right, man. I like this. I think I might jump on it as well. We got Matt saying, "Don't count out my rap, Ski. LOL. One bad shooting night, they will be okay." So we got some Raptors fans in the chat box, Ski, saying, "Don't count them out." I would say max bet on Raptors game 2, but look Lightning. That's from Brian. Ski, man. Anything else you want to throw out before we get best bets?
Um, I'll just really quick. I'll recap for anybody that came. The plays that I'm actually on. I know I did take that the Milwaukee on the first half minus the 7. That was available at I think Bet Online, I believe, or Pinnacle, and I did take OKC plus 3.5, and I'm on Bucks to win the series in 4 games at plus 180, and I did lock in Celtics to win the East at plus 420.
Celtics to win the East at plus 420. You locked it in, and then Milwaukee plus 150. You just like the methodology there. Not you didn't actually bet it yet.
On which one? Which one?
Remember we were talking about what Boston and Milwaukee to win both
Oh,
to win, but separate
right.
bets plus 420 and plus 150.
No, I didn't do it myself. I saw a commenter. I don't really remember what his name was, but I mean, I do agree. Either one of the two comes out. So either way, if you bet both and they're both plus money, you make some money. So I was just saying, I agree with that way of thinking that one of those two teams will come out, but I'm on just one, just the Celtics.
All right, good stuff, Ski. I like that thought process too, man. I'm gonna look at that after the show and try to lock it in if I can find it. All right, so we hit all the games for today's slate. We got best bets coming up. Yesterday's best bets looking good. We got Ian pending on OKC plus 3.5. Golden State Warriors minus 13. That one hit. We're 1-0. And Ski on Golden State Warriors in 4 games plus 120 for his best bet. He's off to the right start with the Warriors looking good, winning 121-104 in game 1 over the LA Clippers. Ski at Skee Profit on Twitter. What we got 4 games today, man. You want to throw out a best bet on today's games or maybe tomorrow or Tuesdays?
Well, my best bet is actually going to be from today's card. My favorite. I was looking at it since yesterday. Bucks on the first half is my favorite. I think they come out and destroy Detroit, especially with not a healthy Blake Griffin. I talked about 7-3 against the spread, their last 10 on the first half, and Detroit 3-10 against the spread on the first half. Totally different team night and away. That's my best bet.
Okay, so Milwaukee
Bucks
first half.
first half minus 7.
First half
Right.
-7 at Pinnacle right now. So Skee locking it in on Milwaukee first half, and I'm going the same game, but different type of bet. I'm going full game. Milwaukee minus the points here, -13. Same type of profile as my best bet last night with Golden State minus the 13.5 covering. I think the one seeds are far and away better, and Detroit's banged up. Kind of same thinking here as Skee. I think that the value is still here on the favorite, so lay the wood with Milwaukee tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern, -13 over the 8 seed Detroit Pistons. Skee, man, wealth of knowledge in the NBA, especially NBA playoffs, man. I'm happy to be on the show with you, man, and thanks for sharing your wealth of knowledge in the betting markets. And yeah, man, anything else you want to throw out?
It's been awesome doing the show with you as well, Drew. I look forward to it again next weekend. I haven't looked past today, but yeah, any other action, I'll tweet it out.
All right, at Skee Profit on Twitter. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Enjoy your Sunday. Have a fun, safe rest of the weekend. Best of luck with your bets tonight for Skee Profit. I am Drew Martin. We'll be back on Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern time. Best of luck with your bets, guys.